Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome to the KB Talk Show. I'm Kwame Badu, and I've got a fantastic guest on the show for you guys today. His name is Des Ame from Ame Finance, and he's going to be dropping some gems on how to manage your money and how to stop living from paycheck to paycheck. I can't wait to hear what he's got in store for you guys, so stay tuned and stay notified. Des, my man.
Kwame.
How you doing, brother?
I'm very well, thank you very much.
Good. You know, I'm actually happy to have a Chale boy, a fellow Ghanaian on the show here. Look, I've been following you for years on a platform. Yeah, and I know you haven't noticed just little me, but now I've got you on my show.
When I got the email to come on the show, it was like getting an England call-up, you know?
Yes, to cover the squad and play up front. Now, brilliant. Well, we're actually glad to have you here. So, I mean, I want to know a bit about yourself, and I want to share that with the audience as well. Let the viewers understand more about who you are and where you got to. But I want to ask you something before we even begin. Are you rich?
Whenever people say I'm rich, I say amen.
Amen.
You know, I receive it. But ultimately, you know, rich is a subjective term. You know, it means different things to different people. You could be rich, you know, because you have a nice, loving family. You know, you could be rich in friends. But of course, you know, you mean it in a monetary sense, and you never ever really feel rich. You know, success is a moving target. You always want more. You know, one of my first targets was to replace my income. Then another target was to earn my old annual salary monthly. But you always want more. That's you know. Yeah. But ultimately, what we try to get people to a point where they are financially independent.
Come on. You know? That's it. So what would you class as financially independent? I mean, okay, I've got the kids, the house, the picket fence, I've got the whip. I go to work Monday to Friday, I've got my 9 to 5, you know, and I can pay the bills. I go on holiday with my mates, I can take the family on holiday. Is this financially free? Is this independent?
Yeah, I mean, you've hit a lot of things directly on the head. Essentially, it's not having to worry about money, you know, being able to make certain choices without having to worry about where the money's coming from. If you're looking for, you know, a really good definition, I always say it's being able to go on holiday for at least 6 months and not having to worry about where money's coming from.
Wow, yes, because that's brilliant, because when I go to Ghana, I don't want to come back. But where the money's coming from pulls me right back.
Absolutely.
You know, I think the longest I've stayed out there is 2 months. And yeah, it was time to get back, you know. You got to pay for the water, the electric, even though there's light off. But, you know, you have to pay for it. Absolutely. Fantastic. So that financial freedom is the key thing. And your platform and yourself, you work and strive to get people to that stage.
Absolutely.
And that's working well for you?
Yeah, working really well. So to really define what we do, we help people to create multiple sources of residual income. You know, residual income is something that, you know, I talk about publicly. I'm regarded as a residual income specialist. Brilliant. And for me, it's very important that everyone has at least one source of residual income. You see, most people earn money by exchanging their time for money, you know, trading their time for money. So working 8 hours and being paid for 8 hours. But we want people to have residual income, multiple sources of residual income, so that they can, for example, go on holiday for 6 months and not have to worry about where the money's coming.
Absolutely, yeah. I know for my business, KB Consultancy, one of the key things I worked on was to make an e-learning platform. So people can actually, you know, sign up and learn all the things that we deliver from a consultancy perspective, but it's pre-recorded. Yes. So we can be away and hopefully hear that Monzo cha-ching.
It's a nice sound.
It's a beautiful sound. It's a beautiful sound, man. Shout out to She Does, because she got me onto that. Wow. I was next to her, I kept hearing cha-ching. I'm like, what's that money? I should be smiling.
Well, that's it. It's making money whilst you're sleeping.
Absolutely.
You see, you know, Warren Buffett, one of the richest men that ever lived, he said it best when he said, if we don't find ways to make money whilst we're sleeping, we will continue to work for money until the day that we die. So that's what we're trying to achieve on our platform. You see, in Proverbs, it says very clearly that the wise man or wise woman leaves an inheritance for their children's children. Wow. And that's what we're concerned with. Everything that we do is, you know, based on biblical principles.
Absolutely. And here we are on Sunday. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. Already dropping the gems. So, okay, you're helping other people. You're doing these great things. You're obviously a man of great stature. I understand your office is based in Canary Wharf.
That's correct, the Canary Wharf Tower.
Canary Wharf Tower, wow, the one with the blinking thing on the top.
That's the one.
I look at that as I grew up in East London.
Same.
And that beam,
Ooh.
it calls to you, right?
Yeah, big
like,
time.
I was like, yo,
Yeah.
Dad, what goes on over there? What is that about?
That was me.
Right.
I remember when it sprung up. I think
Yeah.
it was like the late 80s, early
Late
90s.
80s, yeah.
And I used to
Showing
sit.
our age,
Showing our age big time, man. But I used to sit across the park, and I was always fascinated by the building. You know, like what goes on there.
Exactly. It's a beacon, it draws you in, and now you're based there.
Yeah, absolutely.
I had the pleasure of actually being in there, and there's a lot of history around Canary Wharf that it was actually created because a lot of people from Isle of Dogs, the poor areas, would have to travel to Oxford Street and so forth to do the shopping. So they created this sort of central London in East London, and it's brilliant. I love the way they've designed it. So how does someone, I want to know about you, bro. I mean, obviously, I can hear you've got a religious background. Was it your education? Was it your parents? What is it that made Des the man he is today that's created this platform that's helping so many?
It's a really good question. So I was born in Ghana, West Africa. I was born in Accra, and I was born to two parents. One was a biomedical scientist, my father, and my mother was a nurse, and they met in a hospital, the hospital that I was born in. And in our family, you have two career choices. You either go into medicine or you go into education.
Simple.
That's it. It's one or the other. They both wanted me to become a doctor. I rebelled and became a school teacher.
Right.
I was given the classic blueprint to success.
Right.
Study hard.
Yeah.
Work hard. Go to university, get a good job, and then work hard in that job and get recognized, get a promotion, and you will have all the things that you desire.
Yes.
I don't know if any of the viewers can recognize that that blueprint to success.
Dude, that's something, it's a mantra I grew up on. And it also involved, that's when you then find your wife, and then get your house, and everything is set.
It seems, on paper, it seems, pretty doable and it seems pretty realistic. So I followed it to a T. I was very obedient, okay, study hard, no problem, I'll do that. And our parents, God bless them, they are well-meaning, but often they don't really understand, how finances really work. So I did all of that, many different careers, but ended up as a school teacher. And I ended up living paycheck to paycheck, living month to month. And, I'm not sure if anyone is familiar with paycheck to paycheck living, but it's when you get paid and the money doesn't seem to stretch. I used to live in my overdraft. I had to rely on credit cards and loans. I ended up in debt. So now I'm looking at this blueprint and I'm saying this doesn't make sense.
Feels like a trap, right?
A big trap. And the problem is the old ways are no longer working. Back in the day, you could maybe apply that formula. I think of one of my uncles, who was a hospital porter. As a hospital porter, he was able to have enough money to, put food on the table, clothe everybody, and buy a 3-bedroom house in Forest Gate. No problem.
Yes.
Now that's a myth.
Yes.
Doing stuff like that now, it's just not possible.
It's a generational understanding, I think, from back then that, having a job, getting paid monthly, paying the mortgage, that's the way of life. But I think, and I'm grateful to that generation because I think that foundation was needed to get us to a level where you and I have been able to say, there's a better way. I want to spend more time with my family. I want to spend more time traveling. I want to, as you rightly put it, have residual income. Which is great. So, all right, so let's talk about this money. Yeah? You said you were working as a deputy head teacher. If you don't mind sharing, roughly what was the annual income on that?
So at the top of my career, I was an assistant head teacher. In fact, I used to work on the Isle of Dogs.
Oh, wow.
Not far from Canary Wharf.
Okay.
So as an assistant head teacher, you'd be looking at around kind of like 58,000.
58,000 per annum.
Yeah. And on paper, that may sound like a lot of money, but it's the cost of living. It's inflation. The problem is, the cost of living is going up way higher than, what we're earning.
Yeah.
And that's the real issue. So the reality of my month was that I'm paying for nursery fees, I'm paying for travel, and things are just, things are not stretching. I'm struggling to make ends meet. So, coming from a, West African background, I will go to family functions and, everybody's very proud of me.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, you're an assistant head teacher.
Yeah.
You make us so proud.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I'm broke.
That's right.
I know.
And
it's a real problem. And, when my daughter was born, it really hit home that I needed to change my circumstances.
Yes.
A good friend of mine said, nothing changes if nothing changes.
Wait, hold on. Let me let that resonate. Nothing changes if nothing changes.
It's so simple but so effective.
Absolutely.
Because the problem is, if we keep doing the same thing, we're going to keep getting the same results.
Right.
So I was doing that month on month on month, and then it got to a point where I said, enough is enough.
Yeah.
Enough is enough.
Yeah.
And somebody introduced me to 2 books that changed my whole life.
Okay.
Other than the Bible, these 2 books have impacted me so greatly. Can I quickly
Please,
mention,
sure.
So the first one is a book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad
Robert
by
Kiyosaki.
Robert Kiyosaki.
Yeah.
And the second one, Think and Grow Rich.
Yes, I struggled with that book.
Everyone struggles with that book.
Des, I've got it on,
I'm glad you said that. I'm
listen,
glad you said that.
I've got it on Audible.
Whoa.
And I think I'm like, I don't know if it's his voice, the detail, let's rewind. Rich Dad, Poor Dad, right? I was, like yourself, I was in Holborn. I was working for a recruitment company called Morgan Hunt. Like yourself, getting good money, it was nice. But I was broke. I was proud. People said, oh, my son, he works in the city. He's a recruitment manager. He's turning over the... But it was a struggle. And every day on the train, I was at Leighton. So I'll get on the train from Leighton and go to Holborn. And I used to hate reaching Holborn because I'd get there in like 20 odd minutes. I'm like, reading Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I'm like, no, I need to read more. Everything he was saying in that book was going against my principles.
Yes.
Against
It's called a paradigm shift.
Right.
You experience the paradigm shift. It's one of the most powerful things you can experience.
Yeah.
It's a change to your belief system.
Absolutely. I wanted to go and slap it down on the table in front of my parents.
They'll slap you back though, bro.
Yeah, I know, with the book.
And you can't do anything.
You have to take it. Sorry, sir. But it really changed my mindset. It really showed me. I mean, Rich Dad, Poor Dad talks obviously about investing. It talks about residual income is big, invested in property and the mindset. That's the key thing, isn't it? And a lot of us have Poor Dad mindset, and it's moving it into Rich Dad, understanding about expenses, liabilities, assets. Absolutely. It's fantastic.
Do you know the joke?
Go on.
At this point, I'm an economics, business studies, and finance teacher. So I'm teaching finance, and I'm reading this book, and it's dawning on me that I'm a financial illiterate.
Trust me.
Because the school system doesn't adequately prepare students for the real world when it comes to personal finance.
Why do you think that is?
I mean, I believe that, well, first of all, I don't think that school teachers actually know. They don't really understand the real world. So most business studies teachers have never owned a business.
Yes.
They're just working with theory.
That's right.
Which is okay, but there's no real life experience.
Yes.
But from a more cynical point of view, I believe, rightly or wrongly, that the government need workers. Yes. The government need people who are PAYE. Who are paying tax.
Yes.
Originally the school system
Pay as
was
you
designed.
earn.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Originally the school system was designed to create factory workers, or even before that, people to work, on the farms.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So, yeah, that's my.
It's actually a key example. I've always said to people, look, I've got friends who have full-time employment. They're in jobs and they're living great. And I've always said that, look, in life, there's not one size that fits all. I can't come into your suit and it's going to fit me the same way the suit fits on you. There's a different platform for everybody, but it's about succeeding in whichever journey you are in. Absolutely. But I do always try and implore people to find multiple streams of income, which is what you mentioned earlier. So I know if we rewind a bit, so yeah, I know you said Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Think and Grow Rich. Those are 2 books. Please go and check those out. And if you can finish Think and Grow Rich, message me and tell me how it ends. I'm not going to ask you, Des. But
Napoleon Hill.
Yes.
It's by Napoleon Hill.
Is a good man. I'm currently reading a book, Good to Great, which is, it's about transforming your business from good to great. So that's really good. But you mentioned that as a deputy head teacher or assistant head teacher, you were on, £58,000 annually. Correct. And that was a JOB, just over broke. So let's talk about now. because I want to get into questions around Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, trading, and so forth. But before we do that, I want to capture people's ears so they can know why they need to listen even more intently. What would you say now from the 58,000 is your annual turnover now? Or your...
The tax man's not watching.
Yeah. You can give what HMRC receives, sir.
This is where my cousins from back home start to slide in my DMs.
I know, right? I know. It's like saying, so today I was watching your
Bro,
video.
it's not a joke.
Money? Yes.
It's not a joke.
Yes.
Never happy.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
So of course, we preach about having multiple sources of income, and that's obviously something that I try to embody. So just a couple of my income streams last year were able to generate, close to $500,000.
Wow.
Which is nice. A far cry from where I was
From
at.
58,000.
Yeah. Absolutely.
10 times the amount.
Absolutely.
If you like. And I mean, you started on this journey of residual income, what was this, late 20s or?
No, so everything changed for me after reading a book around maybe 2016.
Yeah.
I read the book around 2016, and I went on this journey of, right, now I've got the knowledge, now I need a vehicle. So I tried so many different things, okay? So it wasn't a smooth path. I tried, you'd laugh at some of the business ventures. I just was saying yes to everything.
Yeah.
Some things worked out, some things failed miserably.
Yep.
Then eventually I was able to join a platform that taught me some really good skill sets. So I learned how to do property, how to buy and flip property.
Okay.
How to do earn money from rent to rent and things like that.
Absolutely.
Which helped with cash flow.
Yes.
And I've got cash flow. Then I retrained and became a finance broker.
Okay.
So now I'm qualified to do mortgages.
Yes.
Do commercial finance. Commercial finance was a very good income for me.
How long did it take you to get that qualification?
So I was under pressure. So when my after my daughter was born, I had my standard 2 weeks paternity leave. She was born in June, so I managed to add it onto my 6 weeks holidays. Okay. So I had 8 weeks now to learn, do my CMAP, do all my finance qualifications. I just crammed it.
The CMAP is the qualification necessary to be able to actually advise and sell mortgage, right?
Absolutely.
And you did that in 8 weeks?
8 weeks, everything,
just
crash course. I like to put myself under pressure. Pressure makes diamonds, right? So I got 8 weeks, I booked all my exams, and I said, you know what it is, when you have a huge why, my why at this point was huge. So I just made it work. Launched a company called AME Commercial Finance was my first company.
Right.
And it was all to do with commercial finance. Then we started to do residential mortgages. And things started to explode.
Can people still get in contact with you now then if, I'm getting a mortgage? I'm actually in the midst of sorting out, HMRC is watching, but I'm discussing looking into commercial property, and having a good mortgage broker is crucial, really, in actually getting the best deal, because you don't want to be spending so much money initially, whether you're successful or not. And all of this comes from AME Finance now.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we have a team of brokers that can help you with that. But for me, the biggest drive has always been impacting people, empowerment, enrichment, and education. So we kind of moved from just doing commercial finance and mortgages to launching AME Finance Academy, which was more for the people. And it was more about teaching individuals how to create multiple sources of income so that they could build generational wealth and leave a real financial legacy.
Okay. So you said for the people there, Des, what's this target audience? You mean just anybody, or are we talking the paycheck to paycheck, or?
Originally, it was for the paycheck to paycheck.
Right.
And that's how it grew, myself recognizing other people. But it's grown now. So currently, as I speak, we have 3,000 members around the world, all different backgrounds. You have paycheck to paycheck, and you also have high net worths as well that want to multiply their money like the banks.
Yes.
Yes. So it's a spectrum now. But my heart is always for people who are living paycheck to paycheck and need other sources of income.
Yes.
I'm a great believer in residual income. Everyone should have at least one source of residual income. I'm not down on jobs. If someone has a job and they love that job, then do it. Do it to the best of your ability.
Yes.
We need nurses, we need policemen, we need doctors.
We need it all. Yeah.
But even high paying jobs, have some residual income.
Yeah.
Let the residual income, you know, take care of the bills.
Yeah.
You know, we have residual bills, but we don't have residual income. We've got multiple sources of bills,
Yeah.
but one income. When you've got one income source, it's too much pressure on that one income.
On the one, yeah.
Too much pressure.
And you're looking at, what, 12 payments in a whole year. Yeah, so you do need others. And those letters, those brown letters that come through the door, they're residual in themselves. Yeah, they keep on coming. So, okay. So your team creates this platform to help literally anybody, you know, get these multiple streams of income. So what are the ways, if you don't mind sharing? I know obviously you might have to sign up and whatnot. So viewers, please do check out what Des has in store with MA Finance. But give us a couple of examples.
Of course, property is obviously a big one. And not necessarily having to buy property or even, you know, own any property. You can actually make a lot of money from the property market without ownership. So we teach really good techniques on how to do that.
Yeah.
Online trading, absolutely phenomenal. That's probably our flagship product. We've helped thousands of people to genuinely become financially independent.
This is Forex trading.
Forex trading.
Yeah.
Also something very special called HFX, which not many of your audience would have heard of.
HFX.
HFX
It's I think, was it April? Someone had mentioned that to me, just flagrantly.
April's one of our leaders, so I'll be shocked if she's actually a phenomenal HFX trader.
Brilliant,
so,
yes. I think I probably have seen it on her socials at HFX. So go ahead, what is HFX?
HFX is high frequency Forex. It's very different to trading. It's very quick. We call it money in minutes. So you make money in like 1 minute, 3 minutes, 5 minutes max. Okay. It's very controlled. Forex is, you know, okay, it's good, it makes money.
I like that. Okay.
It's okay.
Yeah.
You know, Forex is where we all started.
That's right.
So you know, I'm not going to be down on Forex because there's a place for Forex. But when you see money in minutes, it's very difficult to go back.
And we're living in a microwave society right now. We want everything in minutes. You know, we want to find love in minutes. We want to get the house in minutes. We want to be famous in minutes. So HFX can actually do that using similar principles to Forex.
Yeah, it's a different platform, but it's a very easy platform.
Right.
It's like there's 2 buttons. You push a green button or you push a red button at the right time. It's very.
I like that. We had on season 1 we had Kazim on here from Skills for Skills World.
Yes, I caught that.
Yes, and he was talking about why he stopped trading, and he was saying, you know, the challenge is you're up against the bots now. If you're managing accounts for people, of course. So, was he talking baloney? Would you advise someone to stop now, or would you say, do you know what? If you're in it, stay in it, because it's a beautiful residual income stream.
Absolutely. Well, there's 2 things I'll say. Traditional trading of Forex, or any kind of trading really, is only 10% skill. Right. The skill is easy. You know, learning how to trade is very simple. Yeah. The hard part is the mindset. It's 90% mindset, and that's where a lot of people fall down. Yeah. There's a lot of mental health issues around trading.
Of course.
And that's where we focus a lot of our time on dealing with the mental side of trading, you know.
Okay.
Greed.
Yes,
greed.
Greed.
Woo.
But you know, we learn it from a basic level playing Monopoly, right?
Yes.
You know, Monopoly, they give you, for the English one, you get what, £1,500?
Yes.
To start off with.
Yeah.
And it's the mindset. Do I just go buy in or do I take time?
Exactly.
Right.
There you go. And revenge trading, you know, people that are like, I've just lost £5.
Of course.
Let me go and get it back. Now you're £60 down.
Yes.
You know, there's basic risk management
yes.
and emotions that need to be applied to trading.
Brilliant.
So 90% mindset, that's really, really important.
That's big, yeah.
But to give an analogy for Forex trading, it's like going into a burning building to get a pot of money.
Yep.
And mastering a route to do that.
Wow.
You know,
wow.
That's what trading really is. And I always say to people,
I don't want to go into a burning building, Des.
But the pot of money is big.
There.
Is big. So if I was to tell you that there is a burning building, but I can show you a way to consistently go into that building, navigate the fires, get that money and come out. And
I'll say, Charlie, go in there first and come back out.
And to extend the analogy, that's very much what we do. It's very much a case of, well, we've mastered this, so we can show you how to do it as well.
Fantastic.
But you might get a little nick along the way because you're not going to go in first time and secure the and get the bag.
Secure the bag. Yeah, just
you're
from burning it.
You're gonna burn yourself. You're gonna fall over. And people that go into traditional forex, you know, you have to be prepared to take some L's.
Yes.
But you will if you are coachable, consistent, and committed. You will get to a point where you are a consistent, profitable trader.
Right.
But that journey is where a lot of people fall off naturally.
Of course.
I always say to people, don't trade if you're broke.
Yeah.
If you're trading because you need that money, you're good. Broke people make broke decisions.
That's right. Yeah, because you're in a state of less patience. You've got less to play with, and emotionally, you're likely to be more influenced by, oh my God, I was supposed to pay that bill. What's the missus gonna say?
Yes.
I've just used the mortgage money to trade. So, okay, I'm an average guy. I wanna actually get 500K a year.
Hey.
Yeah, I want 500,000.
You're not easy.
Oh, Charlie, I've got big dreams.
Wow.
500,000.
Half a mil.
Half a mil. Yeah. I have a monthly income of maybe say £3,000.
Okay.
Right? And disposable of that, maybe I have, let's say, let's be realistic, I've got £500 per month that I can go, all right, you know what, let me make it harder for you. I've got £250 per month that I can put away. Disposable. The remaining 2,750 or 650 I'm using for, you know, paying bills, going on holiday, etc., etc. So I've got 250 to 350 to play with. Can I get to 500K? How long will it take? And can your academy help me? Or am I living in the clouds?
No, not at all. I always say to people that come to us with such aspirations and goals, what do you have more of? Do you have more time or effort? Because if you've got more effort, you can get to $500,000 in other ways. You know, there are other ways to grow a business to that point.
Sure.
And we've got other things outside of trading, for example, e-commerce.
Yep.
And we also have a residual income program where we pay people every single week residual income. If I was to tell you that some people on our platform are making $500,000 a month.
What?
From being able to build that side of the business.
Wow.
But from trading in particular,
yes,
there are people who are able to get to that amount of money from a £250 investment.
Injection, yeah.
It's called compounding, compound interest.
Yes.
It's the 8th wonder of the world.
It's brilliant.
By Einstein, Albert Einstein said
right.
this. It's the 8th wonder. He who understands it earns it.
That's right.
He who doesn't.
But you need time for compound interest, right?
You need time and patience.
Yeah. Definitely for the younger viewers, maybe around 20, if you can be. And this is putting away the same amount of money each month, but getting interest incurring on the new amount, the new value each month.
So let me tell you the story of Matthew Thayer, aka Matty Pips.
Matty Pips.
So he joined our platform 2018.
Right.
And roughly around the same time that I did. And he started his HFX trading account with $500.
Wow.
And then he used the compound system. He grew his account by 2.3% every single day. Right. Now, 2.3% may not excite most people. You know, day number one, you're not making much money.
Yeah.
But he said, I'm going to be a steady Eddie. He could see the potential of most people trading HFX, they go for like maybe 8% a day. Yeah. He said, no, 2.3%. He did this every single day, 365 days he did this for, and was able to grow his account from $500 to $1.2 million.
Wow. In what time frame is this?
Just around a year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just by using compound interest, which is a fantastic, that's a great residual. Matty Pips. Steady Eddie.
1.2
mil.
1.2 mil.
Because this is roughly about the monthly or the amount. I said that, you know, as an example for injection. So this is a lot of people should be able to follow this.
Yes.
I mean, obviously getting it to that level with compound interest means you don't touch the money.
Don't touch, and that's the challenge, you see. In the beginning, the challenge is sticking with it because it's not making much money.
Yeah.
Then when you start to get partway through, now you're making good money, and 2.3% of a larger sum, you know, is looking a bit more attractive. But now there's a temptation to take that money out. Yeah. And that's where a lot of us, even myself, when I've done compounding, I've got to a point, I'm like, 6 figures, I've not seen this before. Let me, let me do this. But he stuck with it. You see, that's why Einstein said it's the eighth wonder of the world. He who understands compound interest earns it.
Yes.
He who doesn't pays it.
Pays it.
It's very important, because people are paying it. They're paying it when they're paying minimum balance on their credit cards.
Absolutely, yes.
Let's earn from it.
Yes. I always say to people, don't pay the minimum balance on your credit card. It's better you even call them up, speak to them, and see if you can hold off and make large sums of payment. That's fantastic. So Matty Pips, is he still in your academy? I could reach out to him and...
Absolutely. He's in the academy. He's an educator now. So he teaches other people. So now our members can jump on his sessions and many other educators' sessions. Right. He's not even one of the highest earners. But his story is great because he started from a very low amount. You can jump on his sessions 4 times a week and take his trades. So there are people who are becoming financially independent from just trading with educators like Matthew Thayer.
Right.
April, who you mentioned earlier, you know, she is a single mom, you know, working as an accountant, but has been able to use HFX to not just pay her bills, but to, you know,
change her life
completely.
Yeah, I do. I see her on Instagram, and you know, for me, I was like, you know, I need somebody to come on this show and really break it down so it can be forever broke. Yes. Because there's a lot of talk around it and so forth. Now, okay, so this HFX, this is fantastic. HFX, because you mentioned something about a minute or making money in minutes.
Minutes. 3 minutes on average.
In 3 minutes on average. But it's so funny because although you can make that money in such a short frame of time, by using compound interest, you now want to use a long period to then flip it into large money. You can be like Matty Pips. So I've got Bitcoin, I've got crypto coming at me, I've got old school Forex, and then you're telling me about HFX now. Which one do I choose, Charlie?
Again, have multiple sources. You know, don't put all your eggs in one basket. The fact that you've got Bitcoin is amazing. Yeah. Not many people, you know, have Bitcoin. Not many people understand crypto or blockchain. Yeah. They don't understand that we're going through a financial revolution. Yeah. That industry is creating so many millionaires. Yep.
You got football. Was it Real Madrid?
Yes.
They purchased a footballer using crypto alone. You know.
Yes.
So that says a lot. So you're saying basically you can create residual income from each of these streams. Don't just rely solely on HFX. No. Try them all.
Absolutely. Our tagline is let HFX pay your bills.
Yes.
HFX will pay your bills.
Right.
You know, and then you can do other things. So, you know, in traditional trading, we have something called DeLorean, which has an incredible risk to reward.
Right.
In the crypto space, we have an app where people can get the information that they need to be making money from crypto daily. Right. We have passive income opportunities where people can, you know, invest their money and receive a daily passive income every single day. That's brilliant. Including weekends, without doing a single thing.
That's brilliant.
You know, it's just, the problem most people have is that they only know what they know. That's right. They don't know what they don't know.
What they don't know, yeah. You don't know what you don't know. But that's why we got you on here, sharing some amazing gems. Okay, so if I've watched this show and I'm like, this guy, he's talking my language. He's where I want to be. He's in that self-fulfillment location. I was speaking with Liam earlier about the Maslow's hierarchy of needs.
Love Maslow.
Yeah, Maslow says, you know, if you don't know about Maslow, go and read it. How easily can I then join him? You know, you've got this academy with all these amazing educators who are making the money. It's real life. How do I join? How do I get to know more? And can anyone do it?
Absolutely, anyone can absolutely do it. And what we provide is a risk-free environment. So people can come on board and actually trial everything that we do for a whole week.
Okay.
Risk-free.
Wow. When you say risk-free, what? Like I don't need to spend money?
So you need to spend roughly around £170, but for 1 week that's protected. So if you don't enjoy the academy, you get a full refund.
Wow.
So you have to have a little bit of skin in the game.
Yes.
But being able to get that full refund just gives you that confidence that, okay, nothing is at risk here.
Yeah.
You can even, you know, try everything on a demo account.
Yes.
And the reason why we've done that is because naturally people are skeptical. When you hear things like money in minutes or people making money on the beach, when you hear things like people being able to travel the world because of this industry.
You don't believe it.
You don't believe it because it goes against what we've been taught.
That's right.
So that's our biggest battle, getting people to really understand and believe in what we're doing. So we say, okay, you know, come on board, trial it for a week and see how we make money. Yes. Come on board, listen to the testimonies of real people who have changed their whole lives.
For £170. And if it doesn't work?
Full refund.
Full refund. Take it back. is the refund given to you in the Chale Boy way, or you get it back straight? You get your refund, but when?
No, it's literally like within like 24 hours.
Straight away you get that. That's brilliant. That's brilliant. So I'm a young boy. I'm watching you, and I'm thinking I can do it too. Yeah, you came from what? Isle of Dogs, East London. You've moved from being a deputy head teacher. You're now creating this fantastic platform that's helping so many. Is there a number of how many people you've helped?
Yeah, 3,000. But
Wow.
the goal is we want to make 10,000 families financially independent worldwide.
That's brilliant.
That's the goal. We're currently on 3,000, so
Sure.
we're getting there.
Listen, I would love for my business platform to get involved with yours, especially on a marketing thing. I think we've already done a bit here today.
Yes.
In explaining it. And I think a lot of people watching will have a clearer understanding. And probably, I think a lot of the time, the people who talk about money, they don't seem personable. And I think that's what makes it a bit unbelievable. But I think, what you've displayed here, Des, is someone that they can reach out to, they can talk to, and you've got a team that's done it. I love what you mentioned about, was it April, who was a single mother, who's now, and she was an accountant.
Yes.
This is something our parents would say, hey, why idea? You've done well, you've landed.
Yes.
So
yes.
that's really good.
Yeah.
So, okay, how can people get to know more about you, man? Share your handles, your plugs.
Absolutely. Well, first of all, is the website, amefinance.com. Ame spelled A for Alpha, M for Mike, E for Echo, Y for Yankee. amefinance.com. My Instagram handle is des_amefinance. Facebook, unfortunately, you have to blame Mark Zuckerberg, but I'm maxed out on friends on Facebook, unfortunately. But I believe you can still follow me on Facebook. And I think that's pretty much it. YouTube as well. YouTube, Des Ame on YouTube.
Yes, yes. I'm going to ensure as well that you get a copy of this conversation that we've had here today, so you can also share it on your platforms. Once we've shared it, of course, we need KB Talks to get some love. So make sure you subscribe to us now, Des.
Absolutely.
You're obligated. And I definitely want to look more into this, because that sounds really fantastic. And I think what you shared here, I think both as a Ghanaian and as a man who's grown up in East London, I applaud you. I think you've done amazingly well. And I think, I want to see you go from strength to strength with this, because I think you're actually impacting and changing lives, creating futures, which is the goal, right?
Thank you.
Fantastic stuff. Well, look, Des, anything else you want to share, or are you good? Because we could sit down here, we could break bread and talk all day.
Yeah, I mean, really just the end goal for the Academy, one of the end goals is to really change the landscape in education. So we're on a mission to make financial education a compulsory subject in secondary schools, a compulsory accredited subject in secondary schools in England and Wales.
Yes.
It's so important.
Fantastic.
And we're also going to be building schools in the UK and in Ghana with financial education at the center of everything that we do.
That's brilliant. Before we close, that is such a big thing, I think. So you're actually focused on investing back in Ghana as well. Because, we've had a lot of talk around Black Lives Movement and a lot of racial barriers and issues we face, especially here in the UK and across the pond. And I've been a big advocate for investing back home, because I think it's through economy that we will create the change that we all aspire for. Yes. So building schools back home, that's brilliant. Is there an end date where it might be, what's the target? 2023, 24?
It's a 2-3 year plan.
Yeah.
We've started to open schools in the UK already.
Yes.
We're looking at blockchain centres and also tuition centres as well.
Yes.
We've just launched New Way Tuition Centre, which is a national programme to help disadvantaged children, especially those who are struggling in the mainstream.
Brilliant.
So education is at the centre.
Is at the centre. I'm definitely going to put you in touch with my mentor. Same name as me, of course. But yeah, he's actually doing that now.
I know him.
Oh, you know?
I know him, yeah.
Well, there you go, man. I mean, this is great. You guys bring me when you go on holiday.
Amen.
Des, fantastic. You're the man.
Pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for your time, sir.
Thank you for having me.
Brilliant. So guys, there you have it. I hope you've learned something from that. Financial intelligence, finance freedom from the residual income expert, Des himself. Follow him at May Finance. He's on all social media platforms. Facebook, you may struggle. You heard it from him himself, but he's got the solution for you to change your life and create that future. We want to thank you for watching KB Talks today. Shout out to our sponsors, KB Consultancy, She Does, Complete Care Solution, Insight Production, no label required, of course, May Finance, and we want to give a shout out to RM Cooks and Shakira Tanay. keeping us looking beautiful on set. Thanks for watching.